Hello, I'm the Irish guy, and isn't it strange when you see someone from school now working a pretty bizarre job? Like when you find out that the people you used to sit next to in maths class are now crocodile tamers, astronauts, or professional barbers for pigs. It is weird. I mean, I can only imagine what people from my school would think if they were to accidentally stumble upon one of these videos. Yeah, who wants to dunk me head first in the toilet now? Probably still all of them. But today, I'm going to find one former player from every Premier League club who is currently playing for the weirdest club. Some clubs you probably haven't even heard of. I mean, not a single person on earth would have ever predicted these final destinations for these guys when they were at your club. Absolutely not. Right, let's go. Arsenal, Lucas Podolski, Górnik Zabrze. I remember watching Lucas Podolski rip up the 2006 World Cup when I was a child. Because Podolski was one of those German strikers who peaked so young, then yeah, it felt like he was old when he joined Arsenal in 2012, the year the world was supposed to end. I remember this guy. Someone used to smack a football with so much ferocity. I imagine playing red arse with him as a kid. That man would be close to sticking you in a wheelchair. But yes, to my insane surprise, he is still playing professional football. This is somebody who turns 40 in June, and yet he is still playing in the Polish top flight for Górnik Zabrze. Now, considering this is someone born and raised in Poland, and yet he's also the third highest goal scorer in Germany history. How is he just happily ending his career in this league? This would be like watching Declan Rice go on to sign for Shamrock Rovers when he's 42. Yeah, he wouldn't even be halfway through the medical before some angry nurse chooses to punch him in the mouth. So honestly, I'm surprised that after snubbing his nation that, yeah, Podolski doesn't have to worry about getting hamburgers lobbed at his head while he's walking down the street. He's actually got a deal until 2025. Bear in mind, he started his career in 1991. His hamstrings must feel like a beaver's crotch. Aston Villa, Gareth Barry, Hurstpierpoint. Yeah, pretty simple. Gareth Barry. Aston Villa's former captain has come out of retirement to join Hurstpierpoint FC in the 11th tier of English football, after clearly growing bored of nutmegging teenagers down his local power league. But look, I mean, it's not that crazy, I suppose. Although you can imagine his teammates turning up to training on their lunch break from sweeping floors at KFC to then line out alongside somebody who used to play with Yaya Toure and Stevie G. Crazy, but what's also wacky is that Barry is only 3 years older than ex-Villa teammate Ashley Young, and yet there's now 11 divisions between them. Either Young is some genetic freak, or Barry has spent the last 4 years living with Burger King on speed dial. Bournemouth, Dan Gosling, Westfield. Yeah, remember Dan Gosling? That Everton midfield wonder kid back in the 2000s? I mean, come on, back in 2007, he spent a week training with Chelsea, trying to impress Jose Mourinho. He was then a lucrative free agent who moved to Newcastle, and quickly proved to everyone that he was just an overhyped turkey. But he then had a pretty brilliant 7 years at Bournemouth, and now he's only 34, the same age as Danny Welbeck, Ilkay Gundogan, Kieran Trippier, and now plays for Westfield FC, a club who play in front of 800 fans, a club who are so tiny that their owner is Steve Cook, who also plays centre-back for QPR. Brentford, Wojciech Szczesny, Barcelona. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Wojciech Szczesny was on loan in Brentford's goal all the way back in 2010, not a single sausage thought that 14 years later, he'd be representing actual Barcelona. Well, he's not, because he's yet to make his debut, just reading his match magazines on the bench and planning his next sneaky cigarette. As we speak, he's probably hiding in a Barcelona bathroom, blackening his lungs and smelling like your obese Aunt Maureen. Right, and Matt Ryan, Roma. Matt Ryan needs to hop on a podcast when he retires, because his globe-trotting resume is absolutely marvelous. How does a mediocre pudding from Australia go on to represent so many clubs who've played Champions League football in my lifetime? Club Brugge, Valencia, Genk, Arsenal, Real Sociedad, Copenhagen, AZ Alkmaar, and Roma. The only European side who haven't played Champions League football in that time frame is Brighton. But yeah, Graham Potter tossed him away as if he was a fat pregnant cow. But yeah, for this 32-year-old to be sitting on a bench at Roma, if you told me 5 years ago that Ryan would one day be getting managed by Claudio Ranieri, I would think, oh cool, that'll probably be for some relegation-threatened Premier League team like Sheffield United. Not Roma. Roma. Chelsea, Juan Mata, Western Sydney Wanderers. Juan Mata plays in Australia. Juan Mata. Mata feels like a player who should be retired, right? I mean, let's be real. The guy's career was never the same after he joined Man United in 2014. He's been past his best for 11 years. I mean, let's be real. His numbers at Chelsea were world class. 33 goals and 53 assists in just 135 matches, winning virtually every cup competition in sight. That was sick. Isn't that what FNG says? Sick. But he's been a forgotten dish towel ever since leaving Man United. He was about as mediocre as hamster cheese out in Galatasaray. He binned off his Japanese adventure after just one game with Vissel Kobe. And now he's playing in Australia, where I would not be surprised if he was roommates with Alf. Crystal Palace, Mamadou Sakho, Torpedo Kouyachi. First of all, did anybody realize that Angelos Townsend was now playing in Turkey? He's not even the one I'm going for here. Instead, Palace's pick is Mamadou Sakho. What would my mama do? Sakho. No, I'm sorry. I really hope that was a chant. But remember that French international centre-back who was captaining mega-rich PSG at 21? I bet you all thought he was retired now. No, he's playing for FC Torpedo Kutaisi in Georgia. Anybody know who his manager is? Don't worry, it's equally random. Steve Keane. Remember that failed Blackburn Rovers egg? Everton Yannick Bolasie Kurkuma. Remember Yannick Bolasie? Someone who cost Everton £30 million back when £30 million was a lot. This 35-year-old, someone who's got 50 caps for... Okay, I can do this. Democratic Republic of Congo. Yes, thank you everyone, I finally said it. Are you proud that I didn't call him Dr. Congo? To be fair, that was beginning to make me sound like I'm more stupid than your dodgy cousin who stuffs crayons up his nose and who begs his cat for a snug. But Bolasie was a saucily skillful winger who had a very bizarre career. I mean, first of all, he was born in Lyon and has joined clubs in Malta, Belgium, Portugal, Belgium, Turkey, and now, after an incredibly odd reappearance at Swansea last season, he now plays for Kurkuma Esporte Club in the Brazil's second tier. I'm sorry, but this man's career needs to be a quiz question on the Pingu show. The Derby County Quizmaster, by the way. Not that constipated, creepy penguin. No, Bolasie in Brazil. That is wild. I mean, this is somebody who invented skill moves. But not like easy on the eye sort of Ronaldinho invention. Oh no. Nah, instead it was just something like picking his nose to confuse the right back. Fulham Chris Smalling Alfaya. Chris Smalling is a man who surprised everyone his whole career because first of all, back when he was playing for Maidstone United in semi-pro football back in 2007, who'd think he would go on to be part of a Europa League final squad for Fulham, would last 10 years at Man United and spend 5 years at Roma? That is absolute bananas because most people, even Gareth Southgate himself, would have talked about this guy as if he was defensively sound as a meatloaf sandwich. Nobody really rated this guy in England ever, which is mean because again, he was quality in Serie A. People in Italy love Smalling. He probably walks down on an Italian street feeling like the Godfather, with people queuing up to kiss his hand. But yeah, I mean, stroll down any street in London and he'll get zero respect. Anyway, he's currently playing in the Saudi Pro League for Al Fayha. Ipswich Town, Brandon Williams, nobody. Yeah, what's weird about Brandon Williams' career is that he doesn't have a club. At 24 years of age, I'm sorry, wasn't he seen as this brilliant homegrown Manchester United star of a fullback in the days of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He was the club's breakout star in 2019. To think he now doesn't have a football team in the Christmas of 2024 after pretty average loan spells at Norwich and Ipswich. Why? I don't understand. He's not that bad. He really does seem like Manchester United's answer to Liverpool's John Flanagan. I mean, Flanagan actually played for England and yet is retired after just 80 league matches in his career. Yes, 80. Williams might well be done after 62. Leicester, Demarai Gray, Al Ettifaq. Demarai Gray was never really a Premier League superstar or anything, but he was always that little nippy winger for Leicester and Everton who would occasionally bang in the odd wonder goal. Look, he's probably feeling a bit miffed that he ended his Bayer Leverkusen adventure before Xabi Alonso took over because honestly, we've seen Nathan Teja go from Southampton to Leverkusen and do very well. The fact that Gray missed out on being coached by Alonso is grim, but he's currently playing under Alonso's former Liverpool teammate Stevie G. Out in Saudi with Al Ettifaq. It's incredibly random, isn't it? Liverpool, Naby Keita, Ferencvaros. This is just incredibly sad. Remember when Jurgen Klopp spent ages trying to get Naby Keita to Liverpool and finally wrestled him out of RB Leipzig for around £50 million? And then he went on to do pretty much nothing. The only thing I can remember Keita doing in a Liverpool shirt is messing up a great chance in a Champions League final against Real Madrid. Keita was an absolute Liverpool flop, probably the biggest one of the Klopp era, because there weren't many. Anyway, eventually leaves and goes to Werder Bremen back in Germany. It doesn't go well at all, to such a point that he's being banished from the squad and is now on loan in Hungary with Ferencvaros. Who saw that on the cards when he was at Liverpool? Ferencvaros playing in Hungarian football. The decline of Keita needs to be studied. Man City, Stefan Jovetic, Omonia. I'll be honest, I was half expecting to find that Yaya Toure had come out of retirement for some strange team in Tunisia. He feels like somebody who'd get itchy feet at 44. I miss the fact that Yaya no longer really feels like he's in the game. I miss hearing him laughably moan about birthday cakes. But no, I'll go for Stefan Jovetic. Remember that Montenegrin Man City flop of a striker? Yeah, he's still going at 35 and I guarantee that nobody would have known that he plays for ammonia. Something which sounds like a type of flu. But yeah, he's actually playing in Cypriot football. That's definitely weird. Man United, Jesse Lingard, soul. You know what? Fair play to Jesse Lingard because J Lings, after having a miserable time in Nottingham Forest, after a horrendous end to his Manchester United career, honestly, to this day, he probably still wants to kick Ralph Rangnick in the nose for refusing him a farewell match. But yeah, he's out in South Korea with SC Seoul. And after all the news about him being booed early doors by his own fans, he's actually pretty happy over there, vlogging away in Korea like his 2017 YouTube. And a bit like how Oscar ripped up Chinese football after being a big fat fish in a small pond, similarly, Lingard is doing pretty well on the pitch. 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 11 matches, where I'm sure he can only be bothered to play at 40% effort. Honestly, the bloke probably has 4 whiskeys the night before every match. The guy probably has sausage rolls for brunch an hour before every game. He's just enjoying himself. Newcastle, Andy Carroll, Bordeaux. Andy Carroll was once the most coveted English striker in the world. Remember when Liverpool splashed out a British record £35 million on him in January 2011? It actually kind of speaks to how everyone, including his own coaches, were sleeping on the potential of Harry Kane, because Spurs actually tried to break their transfer record for Carroll as well. If the Magpies had not rejected that bid, then Kane, someone just 3.5 years younger than Carroll, would have been sold to someone like a Norwich or a West Brom. Mental. But yeah, Carroll, he never screamed Bordeaux, did he? This is someone who has admitted he watches such a little football that he had to Google his own Liverpool teammates. No, he probably thought that Bordeaux was a type of wine. He's currently got 7 goals in 7 league games for them, which sounds incredible, but then you remember, oh yeah, they got relegated all the way down to the French 4th division. So he's playing against centre-backs who probably just come from a 9-hour shift baking croissants at the Boulangerie. Nottingham Forest, John Joe Shelby, Ayuspor. Look, John Joe Shelby was a Nottingham Forest flop, but still, he is on to his second Turkish club, which is strange for a guy who looks like he's constantly plotting the downfall of Harry Potter. But yeah, he currently plays for Ayuspor in the Turkish top flight, where he's managed by the other lunatic that is Arda Turan, somebody who probably forces his own players to skin bunny rabbits and pee in their cornflakes at pre-season trips. Lads, how is Shelby living in Turkey? And he's still bald. Southampton, Stephen Cocker, Ankara Kusharankuyusu. Stephen Cocker's career is absolutely wild. This is somebody I just cannot make sense of. His career has been nuts for a solid decade. It was kind of normal up until 2016. Tottenham, Swansea, Cardiff, QPR, Southampton, that's fine. But then, Liverpool, Dundee, Alanyaspor, Fenerbahce, Gaziantep, Fatih Karagümrük, Wigan Athletic, Malaga City, where he was player manager, and now back in Turkey with Ankara His only recognizable teammate is Mami Biramjuf, Tottenham Gylfi Sigurdsson Valur. What? Yeah, Gylfi Sigurdsson, that talented Icelandic international midfielder who Spurs stole from Liverpool. He eventually became a £50 million buy for Everton and then disappeared. Why did he disappear? Does anyone know? Like, anyone? I don't think we're ever going to know the answer, because he's definitely not appearing in any podcast when he retires. Anyway, he's 35 and still playing football for Valur in the Icelandic top division. But where's he been? West Ham, Ravel Morrison, Precision. Ravel Morrison was better than Pogba when they were kids. The man was seen as the best youngster at Manchester United. When you hear the name Ravel Morrison, nah. I know it doesn't mean anything now, but this is a name which in another world would have had a worldwide aura. Like what Jude Bellingham has. This man would have been on the covers of FIFA for about 5 years. If he lived up to his potential, he'd have been at Ballon d'Or ceremonies. But no, instead he's had a very weird career, and he's now 31 years old, just 31, and playing for Precision Football, sharing a dressing room with Matt Loughton and Harry Arter in the Dubai 3rd tier. Yeah, you heard that right. Dubai 3rd tier, for a club who was only invented a year ago. This is a project. Well, I'm guessing Ravel is only there to steal Lambos. Wolves, Daniel Podence, Al-Shabaab. Daniel Podence is an absolute skill machine. He was a mini Iniesta in my eyes. Why on earth is he still in his 20s and playing in Saudi for Al-Shabaab? Oh, that's right, I forgot. Money! Anyway, that's the let me know in the comments what do you think was the weirdest one? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, as always. I'll talk shit in a while.